Thanks for tuning back in to the Boeckle Brothers channel. I'm Landon.
And I'm Jesse. And on today's video, we are taking you through another buyer pass where we have a new house locked up. We haven't done a proper walkthrough of it yet. So today, Landon and I are going to walk through, tell you what we like, what we don't like about the house, and ultimately make a decision whether we should buy this or not.
Let's check it out. As we always do when we're deciding on whether we want to buy or pass on a house, first thing we look at is the community and where it sits.
Right.
This is $1 million property and it sits in one of the best communities in Summerlin, Red Rock Country Club.
Right,
So,
we know that the country club, the golf course, all the amenities are super nice, so that already has a lot going for it.
yeah, this is one of the best selling neighborhoods in town. The demand is extremely high in here, but as you can see by the looks of these homes, they need some work. So the ones that have been sitting in our original, like this one here, a lot of updating to be done. So of course we got to take into account budget. So neighborhood's definitely there, community's definitely there. Let's take a look around and just see what's going on
Just
here.
Characteristics of the house in general. Yeah. This is not one of the larger homes in here, but it's not super small either. So I think actually it's a great size.
Yeah, it's 3,400 square feet. It's probably this is probably the second level square footage home in here. There's really like the 2,000 or 2,500 square footers.
Then it jumps up to 35.
Then it goes to this level here.
Yeah.
So what I do like about it though is nice high ceilings when you walk in.
I know.
Because we could do something really nice with this fireplace wall to the ceiling here, make it a super dramatic entrance.
It's got a ton of light coming in. Back up just a minute, right to the front door. So this is exactly what you see when you walk in. You have a huge vaulted ceiling for like a great room, kind of more like a formal room, probably where you're never going to sit, but anyway, it makes a good impression. Nice stairwell, although it's dated, we'd have to redo that, but I like the visual aspect walking in.
I do too. I like the nice high windows all the way up too. We could do something really cool with those, trim them out, make them look good. These window coverings come off to open it up more.
Right.
I like the entryway of this house. It feels like a very elegant high-end house. You walk into the stairwell, we put something super modern in here and it's gonna look great. Cool, I like the entrance.
Let's head that way.
Yeah. So we got family room here. It looks like there's a room up there.
Could be like a secondary bedroom here.
So
looks probably garage laundry that way. Dedicated dining room.
Which we always like because you can do something really nice here. We could do different chandelier setups, put a really nice linear table in here, which, you know, is a long rectangular table.
And instead of covering this, we can do some cool planting back here so that it has a nice backdrop and even light it up.
I like this a lot. And then it leaves us with a dedicated wall, this one or that one, to do some nice trim work on and make it feel like it's super high end.
It's a little small. It's a little kind of a small little cave.
Yeah. But it's a small house. So you're not going to live in this house with, you know, a bunch of kids or anything. This is going to be, you know, a 3 or 4 person family house. So
dining's right off, kitchen, which again, not super big, but.
See, this is a little bit small for us.
Yeah. One thing I don't.
When you're paying, I think we would have to get 1.6 million for this house. Kind of a very entry level feeling kitchen for 1.6 million.
The only thing I do like is that the kitchen's situated in the back of the house right here, where I have big windows to the course.
Yeah.
And multiple windows to the course.
Yeah, this is awesome. Because once again, if this is open up, all the window coverings are taken off.
Maybe it helps this feel a little bigger.
That's a beautiful view. And then you have a nook here too.
Yeah.
So
we'd have to address this if we decide to buy this in the design, and the shorter cabinets, things like that, make it feel smaller. So like taking the soffit out, doing little things like that.
Taking this down to 1 level so it's not 2 levels. So this would become a nice breakfast bar, maybe waterfall it, do something nice with this center island. We would definitely have to do something to the kitchen to make it feel like we had to bring a wow factor to the kitchen. I think the kitchen's a negative on this house.
As is.
As is. So we really have to do something creative here.
Connect it with this.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I do like that we always do is custom fireplace signature walls that bring, you know, a really high-end custom flair to the
and we
room.
have some depth here to do that with.
Yeah.
So the dining room, kitchen, the living room, nothing is super big aside from the grand entrance. Everything towards the back of the house is a little bit small.
Right.
But just something to think about.
We'd have to figure out one wall or the other to put some sort of slider in.
Yeah.
You know, we'd have to open this up. I don't think the one door does it justice. We have a really nice covered patio, it looks like. So maybe this wall, we take this wall out and put in a nice, 12 to 15 foot slider here, which would also make it feel a lot larger of a room. But once again,
wherever we
have
put
the
it,
budget to do that.
Yeah, we got to fit it in somehow.
Cool.
But being on the course, one of the biggest things is that what do you see, right?
Yeah, see, like this has to go. This is not great right here. You got a table, and you can't even walk in and out of it.
Yeah, that kind of stinks.
Because if you put a table out in the nook, which you got to do, you're trying to navigate around a door. So
Right.
if that was a slider, make it a lot better. Huge covered patio. This yard's super nice.
I like it. I like how it's kind of broken up a little
Yeah.
bit, actually, where I can have dining, living like right off the kitchen. I can
Big
have
patio.
this. It's not bad. It's a good size.
We can do something really cool. It's kind of a courtyard feel right
Yeah,
here.
back here it kind of is. Almost like it's a separate yard from your backyard.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah.
The problem we have here, which is a huge budget issue for us, and we knew when we were looking at it initially when we put it under contract, we got to put a pool in here.
It's pretty blank.
Pools
as
are
is.
pretty expensive and they take a lot of time to put in,
Right.
which is always a big question mark. Is it worth the money and is it worth the time? I mean, we could be looking at a 3 to 4 month renovation for a pool here.
So not having the pool, kind of a drawback, something we would
Right.
need to address. So it's
Right.
a hurdle we're going to have to tackle.
And if we do put the pool in, can we afford it? And
Yeah.
can we afford the time?
Yeah.
So that's
But-
very interesting. But the yard,
Sitting where it sits,
yeah, come check out this.
having this
Check this
size of a yard on the course like this is I think is what people are looking for in this neighborhood.
Yeah, this is awesome. So with that being our property line, there's plenty of space to put a pool, a nice yard in here.
Yeah. We're going to have to gate it off.
Definitely.
Because when you do have a pool, you have to have it gated off and closed off for safety.
Right.
So we're going to have to gate off this person's yard. We already have that side. We need to install that. They're not cheap to install either.
But I mean, it would be cool to have a pool where you're looking at the kitchen. So maybe it starts, right here.
So some piece of it you can see from inside?
Yeah. And just a big modern rectangle pool here.
Almost all the way to me.
Where you're standing, we could put like a 10-foot swim deck or something in.
Right here, so you have chairs in the water.
Right, chairs in the water, and then we can put the spa on this side of the pool.
Yeah.
So that when you're looking out of the kitchen window, you got a really cool elevated spa within the pool.
I don't want to block the view, so I want it to be low, but it would be nice to have like a low wall across the
all
back.
the way around the back.
That maybe some water could come down from.
Sweet.
Nothing too high though.
And then that leaves us with plenty of room for either decks or some really modern concrete pads all along the side of it. And then even over here on this side of the pool,
Yeah, if we stopped it here,
we
this is
still
a big
have
pool.
this whole side yard where we
Right.
could do a fire pit area, or we can do, just a turf area for kids to play in.
Just some space.
The yard's
Yeah.
big.
It feels like small, but once you close it off, it starts to look bigger.
It feels bigger, yeah, because our property line,
Up on that hill.
yeah, this is quite a big yard to deal with here.
Yeah,
But
that's good.
expensive.
Yep.
Expensive. So
All that means pool plus landscaping plus the gate, all
let's
the
check out
extras.
upstairs and see the master. Yeah, look at this. All this carpet's really got to go, huh?
Yeah, I know, and it's all rounded too. Like it's something you can't really. It's harder to fix. I think just fixing the railing is really the best we could probably do.
Dude, these things are so expensive though. Every time we do a railing, this railing could be $15,000, $20,000 for
Depending
a new
on what
railing.
you want to do, yeah. If you want to do
paint
something
it?
modern and something cool, it's going to be that much. But painting it always looks like you
Painted it, I know.
You took the cheap route. Even if we went back with wood, but we did really square,
Just
straight edge, nothing with any type of curve to the spindle or anything, I think that would help. None of these.
This is just so hard to do.
I know.
But
Maybe we could have them square that.
maybe. That could really help.
Yeah.
But I do like standing up here how big this area feels. you know, with that fireplace being done, you know, floor to ceiling or something cool, maybe hang a really big chandelier or fan above it. I mean, this could feel like a really nice area of the house.
So I think we missed one bedroom downstairs, which is a positive to have in a 2-story house.
I think it's a bed and a bath downstairs.
Okay,
so
master's away from what looks like secondaries.
Yeah. So behind you, we got one bed over here, another here. So we got 1, 2, 3. So it's a 4-bedroom house, which is good.
Has its own bath.
3-bedroom houses are typically negatives at this price point because people can't really have families within them. So
they all have their own bath.
okay,
So that's good, and they're
That's really good.
not very small.
no,
This is a decent bedroom. Kid's bedroom.
Bath's a good size too.
Yeah.
You know, living on a golf course, you kind of expect to get hit every now and again by golf balls, but no one wants to pay over $1.6 million and constantly hear dings on their roof from people hitting golf balls to their house.
No.
It's just not a good feeling. It's not a good sign.
We want to make sure that this house really, when you evaluate it, doesn't get hit an extreme amount more than any other house.
Right.
If it's just like every other house, okay, you live on a course.
You live on a course.
It's
It
what's
happens.
accepted.
But the broken roof tiles, all the golf balls down here,
Yeah.
that's kind of concerning.
Could be an issue. We're going to need to be a little more detailed as we walk the exterior.
Yeah.
And just see how bad it is.
Because that's not only concerning in terms of a buyer's eyes, but how much is it going to cost us to fix all the stucco, fix all the broken roof
Yeah.
tiles?
We might have windows broken during construction.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. Let's check the bath.
So walking into the master here, it looks like it's its own kitchen, bathroom kind of, or sorry, not kitchen, bathroom closet kind
nice if it was a
of
kitchen.
combination. Yeah.
And it looks like it's his and hers, which is
Yeah.
good.
They're
They
not,
always
they're
like to
not
be
too
separate,
small.
so.
Yeah. Not too.
As you can see, we have the dated old gold trim. Some people think it's coming back. It's not.
This is like the day they built this house. This is what they put in. This is builder original stuff.
Not a whole lot of changes we could truly make to this, which is kind of frustrating. We
The
like to-
layout wise.
Yeah, we like to really customize these bathrooms.
But I like how bright this is.
Yeah, the size of it's an issue to customize it. But what we can do is kind of do it like for like. And when I
Yeah.
say that, put this back exactly how it is, but update it. Put this vanity back, but update it. And then these would kind of have to stay the same, but
Reconfigured.
yeah, we could take this tub out, do a freestanding tub here, and then just do this really big floor to ceiling glass shower here.
Get rid of all this tub deck area and actually kind of snugging the tub up to the corner. We could probably make this a double shower,
little
which
bit
you really
bigger.
should have
Yeah.
in a house this size. But it's bright in here.
It is bright.
That helps it not feel
Yeah.
so small.
Yeah.
I think the master and the master bath, although this isn't the size we wanted it to be, are a plus in the house.
I do too. I do too. I think that the balcony's awesome, the view's awesome. I really think that we could make this super nice.
Did we go over everything yet? We did the placement, the neighborhood. We did the backyard golf course.
Right.
We did
A couple
master,
expensive items. We got to decide on a pool. We got
Right.
to decide on a stair rail.
maybe a slider.
Maybe a slider. Ooh, see, these are adding up quick.
This is a 2-car or 3-car garage?
It's a 3.
Okay, why don't we go check those out and see the situation.
It's a big one. I mean, it's a good size one. It's a full size one car.
Yeah, it's a true 1-car. This is in a neighborhood like this is more often than not used for your golf cart.
Right.
Storage and a golf cart.
Yeah.
What do you think, Trav?
I like it. Are these guys here yet?
No, where the fuck are they?
So you do have your single car where you can store, you can put your golf cart and go right out to play.
Right.
You do have your 2-car, so a lot
That's
of
what we need.
A lot of homes this size though only come with the 2.
Yeah.
So I think that's a plus.
Especially being in the country club golf neighborhood, the golf cart garage is a huge plus to these type of people.
You know what I'm hearing right now is we're actually on a it's a neighborhood street. This connects East and West Red Rock,
Wow, isn't it?
but right over that wall is 4 lanes,
4 lanes.
2 each way. Yeah.
Sheesh. But it's in the front of the house.
True. I mean, you live in the back. The master's in the back. Everything you want to hang out, everywhere you want to hang out is in the back.
But
I don't think it's that bad. It's not like it's a
could be
major road.
concern, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got everything we need here. I mean, there's a lot of things I like about this house.
Okay.
I mean, we know this neighborhood well, but I think it's going to come down to the cost. I mean, we have this house you know, we have to have it under 200,000 if we put a pool in.
That's with the pool.
That's with a pool.
So full renovation, everything we want to do, maybe a slider, all the custom work, plus a full pool and all the landscape that goes along with it.
Everything within 200,000.
Okay.
Can that be done?
We'll have to figure out if it can, and if it can, I think you're right, 1.6-ish is the number for the house, and it does work. I think it
works
at
well
that
at
number.
200.
Right.
So we got to get some bids.
Yeah.
I think we got to look at this a little bit deeper.
Okay.
Let's go back to the office, look at our spreadsheet, run some numbers on it,
And make a decision.
make a decision.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we're back here at the office. We finished our walk for the house, and now it's time to decide, go over numbers, look at comps, and figure out whether this house is good for us or not. But before we get into that,
Go ahead and make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, please. We want you to be able to share this around the world. We want people like you to learn from the information that we're giving out. So please go ahead and hit that like button, and let's check out the numbers.
let's do it.
So Red Rock Country Club is a pretty large community here in town, so we don't have to look outside of Red Rock Country Club for comps. We have plenty of data within to comp off of, so let's take a look at what we're seeing here.
So I have that pulled up right here. I have houses, since we're 3,500 square feet, I have houses between 3,000 and 4,000 square feet, 2 stories to match our 2-story, and we have our results right here.
Yep. And
So-
always remember, when comping, you want to use like kind properties, and that's why Jesse was saying we only have 2-story properties pulled up, because as an appraiser, he's going to look at, or they're going to look at like kind properties first. So if it's a 2-story, make sure you're looking at only 2 stories.
Right, absolutely. So what we have here, we've actually found 2 sold comps. This one right here on Elk Clover, it was a little bit bigger, about
Yep.
200 and something feet bigger, but it didn't have a pool or spa. And we have to remember, if we are able to actually include that in our budget and finish it out, we are going to have a kick-ass pool and spa at the end of the day. So let's see, this one sold for 1.6, and even though it's a little bit bigger, not having the pool and spa and a sale at 1.6 may be really good for us.
And it sold back in March, so typically a comp is good for 6 months. An appraiser will look 6 months back to determine the value, and being that this one sold in March, it gives us plenty of time to renovate the home, list it, and still be able to use this comp.
Totally. So this looks a little bit fresh to me. This is definitely rehabbed.
Definitely a remodel.
It's not extreme. Like, look at that. That's the main living area, and they just put an LED in
I
the
know, it's
wall. They
just
didn't do anything else.
It's a big blank wall.
It's the
they didn't do a
original
lot there at all.
slider.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing that it's a remodeled house, but it's truly not looking.
It's not above and beyond by any means. It feels actually pretty cold of a house, meaning there's nothing that's really custom about it.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's kind of chopped up too, so it doesn't feel like it has like a, oh wow.
So that's your living room off the kitchen. Like, again, kind of cold.
They updated it with the Carrera walls, the
Yeah.
tile wall, but it's kind of weird feeling.
Yeah, it matches the kitchen island, you can see. So although this isn't our style, and we personally don't think it's that above and beyond, it is a renovated house, and so we basically have to treat it as such, as a comp,
Yeah.
and just deduct not having a pool and spa.
Yeah, let's take a look at the yard. If it doesn't have a pool and spa, it better have a really cool yard.
So here's a good picture from, it looks like it's from a balcony looking right down at the yard.
It's a big yard, but it's just a blank grass yard. There's
Yeah.
nothing too spectacular
No.
about it. It's almost asking for someone to come in and either install a pool, or so that yard actually needs another $50,000 plus worth of work to even make it a functional, usable yard.
Right. Course placement wise, see all the dirt that they have right in front of them. So they're on the edge, what it looks like, of a hole. They do have some water when you're up on the balcony. So when you compare it to ours, I'd say ours is equivalent, if not maybe a little bit better.
I think the fairway view is
Yeah.
much better. I think sitting in the middle of the fairway, it's just so much prettier than the desert area.
We see so much more green. So I think that we have that going for us as well. So that's one of the homes that we see.
And that's at 1.6.
Right.
So that puts us right at our number of 1.6. It is a little bit larger, but without the pool and spa and without that super custom remodel that we'll do on our properties,
Makes
I
up for
think
that
puts
added
us,
space.
I would say that puts us right there. So
Okay.
let's see if there's any more.
We do have one other sold comp here. This is 3,100 square feet, so it's a little bit smaller. Does have a pool and spa, sold at 155. So this could be really good for us. immediately looking at the picture, very similar course placement, course view. They're looking at the fairway, they're looking at other homes.
Really nice, large pool and spa. It's actually a little bit dated in my opinion, but
It's nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah, they did a good job with that. House, a little bit dated. Again, we're probably going to find that on the inside as well, I'm
Same
guessing.
layout though, 2-car garage with a separate 1-car, so it doesn't have any more garages to it.
No, that's comparable. This is,
Small entry courtyard. That's pretty cool.
yeah, a little bit of a private space there. Now, inside, although you can tell the owner definitely did some stuff and did some owner upgrades, they did it a while ago.
Yeah, you got a big slider in there, which is great. That's a super custom item to put in the property, but it doesn't feel like it's 2021 up to date. It feels maybe 10 years old.
10, 15 even. You can tell they put some money into it, so it's hard to say that it's not upgraded. It's just not maybe what's super desirable today, what people would be necessarily looking for today, and what might bring top dollar today.
Right, this kind of comes down to buyer demand. Our property with our updates and our style, it's just going to attract more buyers. But in the eyes of an appraiser, which when we're determining whether to buy or sell a home, we really got to take our opinion of style out of the equation and resort only to the fact of, is it upgraded to our standard or comparable to what we'll do or not? And I think we could say that these two homes that we've looked at, they're both upgraded to our standard, which is a good thing. We got one at 1.6 and one at 1.55.
Smaller.
That's quite a bit smaller.
Yeah.
So I think both properties are fantastic comparables. They're just not our style, which gives us even that much more of a boost of confidence, being that we know that ours is going to be killer.
It's what people want to see and buy right now. We also, not that this is like an appraiser would do, like you said, only using sold comps. This is an in-contract comp, which is not necessarily bad to look at to determine when this sells. That will become a comp for us. So this kind of gives us an idea of where the neighborhood may be going, if things are going up, things are going down.
It's a great market indicator is what it is. And with this home being very similar size, selling at 1.45, it looks like it's unrenovated.
It looks totally original to me. Going through some of the photos, those are totally unupgraded finishes.
And if you look, it sold within 3 weeks on market. So you could anticipate that someone's probably going to come in here and add some value to this property.
Yeah.
Someone's probably going to come rehab this property. So if they're paying $1.45 million for it and still they got to put a bunch of work into it, it leads me to believe it's got to be worth, in their mind, much more than 1.6.
Right, so in a couple months, we may see that come back on, pushed at a higher value, all finished. And that didn't have a pool and spa either.
I think those are really good comps. I think we have 3 really good properties that put us at our target price of 1.6.
Okay.
So now it goes to our numbers, our spreadsheet to determine, do we buy it or not?
Exactly.
Do we weigh the pros and the cons of the neighborhood as well?
So if we pull up our spreadsheet and let's just go over whether this deal makes sense to buy with our numbers. We have it in contract. Our purchase price is $1,110,000. At the top here, we have all of our closing costs and then our commission credit that we split with our acquisition agent factored in. So it brings our purchase price to about 1.1. And we're trying to hit a budget of $200,000. That's with construction for the house and for the pool.
So that puts us at like 150 for the house, which I think is doable. Doing our math on it, we have to add the stair rail, we have to add the slider.
It's only 3,500 square feet.
It's only 3,500. I really think that we could do that all within budget. If we use $35 a foot for the actual property and then add the extras in, we're going to be probably close to about 150.
Okay. So then this 200 number gives us 50 to spend on pool construction. And if we don't get too carried away and do something all ornate and crazy, I think you can build a pretty good pool for $50,000.
We've done it before. I don't think we'll have a problem doing it again. If we have to minimize it a bit, we could work with that.
Yeah.
Even so, at 200, maybe we could boost that up a bit. Let's see where the numbers land.
So I have to include all of our extras. This is the number one thing that people get caught with down the road in the middle of a project, and they're really upset that they didn't factor these in. Of course, anything extra on top of your construction: photography, staging, office expense, utilities to own the house for the duration that you're going to. Appliances, we like to keep those outside of the construction because they tend to be custom to the house.
Even city fees like the treasury fee, that's something that most people don't think about, but that's a $500 cost that if you don't include that, you're missing out on that money.
Right, we're making tax payments on this house because we're going to own it for probably a full quarter.
Yep.
So again, our insurance, other things like that, bringing us down to our holding costs, which is the interest that we borrow to buy and to rehab the property. That comes out to about $35,000. So big one that you don't want to forget. And then of course our selling costs when we go to sell the house.
And we're using for our holding costs in this circumstance 6 months, simply because we think it's going to be about 75 to 90 days to get that pool built. The pool is going to take longer than a standard remodel would take. So we're accounting for 6 months holding costs on this property.
Mm-hmm. And then as we move down the spreadsheet with our selling costs at 4.5%, which we've estimated when we go ahead and list our own properties, that should come out to about $72,000 if we sell at 1.6.
Yep. And just breaking that down, the 4.5%, it's 3% for the buyer's agent commission. We always pay 3%. You want motivated buyer's agents to try to sell your home, of course, and then 1.5% goes to titles fees and closing costs on the property.
Right. What it breaks down to is over a 10% return, $160,000 profit if a sale at 1.6.
Not bad.
No, honestly, if I just look at this alone, that fits our model. I would say buy it just off of this.
Absolutely. And I think that even if we go up a little bit and put another $20,000 just for a buffer, another 10% buffer on rehab, let's see what it comes out to there.
So that really doesn't kill us that much. It's 9.5%, 140.
140,000, and that's at 1.6, which it's looking like, based off the comparable sales, that 1.6 is going to be kind of our safe zone.
So maybe we push it at the end
And
of the day?
2-3 months from now, with a brand new modern pool, brand new yard, and our remodel in the interior of the house, this could be another 50 to 100 grand.
So then that really takes care of the extra pad that we did plus some.
Right. So I like the numbers on this.
Now, buying a home like this and renovating a multi-million-dollar property is not just about one spreadsheet and the numbers. It's got to be like, do we like this house?
Right. Do we like the neighborhood? Do we like the house? Do we like the bedrooms and the bathrooms or the kitchen? And I think we found a lot of those things to be kind of, wishy-washy in our minds. The kitchen was very small in this property.
It was.
When you have a buyer looking for properties over 1.5 million, 1.6, 1.7 million, you kind of want a big, elegant kitchen in that house.
You want something impressive because you're shopping around at that price. You're going to see a lot of impressive homes.
Right. There's a lot of options out there for that.
And it wasn't just the kitchen. The living room, also off the kitchen, a little bit small. Dining room, kind of closed off. More than one thing was not great or grand.
All right. There's not a lot of big, large spaces, although we did like the entryway. When you walk into the house, you got those high 20-plus foot ceilings. You got the nice railing that, if we replace it during remodel, is going to look super custom with that really tall fireplace
So you'll
wall.
walk in and have a good impression.
Right. So when you walk through the door, it's ooh and ah. You get to the kitchen, it's like, but it's going to be new, super upgraded.
With a slider.
If we install the slider, it's going to feel very custom. You're looking out to the backyard, not only to a brand new modern yard and pool, but also right to that beautiful fairway view as well.
Excellent course view.
So I love that.
Okay. So overall, we got awesome neighborhood.
Yes.
Placement in the neighborhood and the course, really, really nice. It is a 3-car, which a house of this size we know we need to have.
Multi-million has to be 3-car.
Good entryway feel, ooh and ah, right as you walk in the door. The master, I do think we can make good, really nice.
Master bedroom, we could do a lot with. The balcony is great, but the bathroom was a little small where we really like to go all out on our bathrooms.
Yeah.
We kind of got to just kind of stay satisfied there and just do what we can do.
Like you said, at the house, it's going to be a like-for-like situation where we don't really move anything around. We just cosmetically give it a facelift. but there was a ton of light in there, which didn't make it feel very small. So if
And
we keep
his
those
her
windows,
closets.
yeah, those being separate too is
I
a
love
plus.
that.
So I think the master's a plus. We went over a couple other pluses. Some negatives I think we can address with kitchen design, with slider design in the living room, and those were really the smaller areas and the highest concern to us.
Right.
So other than that, I don't really think there's a whole lot of negatives to outweigh on this house.
On this particular house, I honestly got to say, I think this is going to be a home run for us. You know, I think this is one of those diamonds in the rough that we found, we locked up. I think a lot of other people missed it and would have been chasing it down too.
That's a good point. Why do you think a lot of people may overlook this house as an investment or maybe for themselves?
You know, I think that a lot of people overlook the fact that it doesn't have a pool and spa
100%.
initially. I think that, you know, at this price point, once again, a home without a pool and spa, like we almost have no choice but to install one, because think how hard this sale would be to have a fully updated home, but a blank yard.
I think that point and the fact that the house needs a complete renovation is hard for people to fathom when they are going to buy their own home and live in it. One, they're probably looking at the top of their price range, right? Most people do. They want the most house, most bang for their buck. All right, that's a good way to say it. The second, those two things that you're going to have to take on immediately after buying that house is just way too much for people to handle.
Right, and you got to imagine we're in deep with these contractors. We get a contractor's price, an investor's price. For a retail buyer that's going to occupy that property to go hire a general contractor to do that type of remodel, they're almost looking at double the cost.
So the cost would be more for them. Plus, they have to come up with a design, and we already have all the materials we want to use. We've done it before. We plug and play. The day we buy the house, we start. Versus the day we buy the house, we try to start figuring it out.
Yeah, I think that this one is a good one for us. I think that this is a buy.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm going to plug it in, and you heard it here first. We're going to go ahead and buy it.
Let's throw it on the board.
We covered a lot of things today about the house when we walked through, things we liked, things we didn't like. We covered a lot about how we make decisions when it comes to comps, values, and numbers. If you guys liked what we covered today, we'd appreciate a subscribe. And if you have any questions on what we covered today, drop a comment below.
And until then,
We'll see you on the flip side.